Candace Owens has endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy to be Donald Trump's vice president. And you know what? I couldn't agree more. Now, there's a lot of people who don't like Vivek Ramaswamy for one reason or another. You know, they think he was involved in the vaccines. They think he's involved in the pharmaceutical companies because he owned one. And they also think, he's not a Christian or maybe he's Indian. They don't like him because of that. But if you just simply listen to what the guy says and what he says and how he says it with conviction, he doesn't sound like one of these politicians who gets up and they're just talking just to talk, just to try to guide you one way or another. The guy gets into really deep issues, all the way down to spirituality in the United States. He says that we have a deficit of spirituality in the United States. And I agree. We have people who just have no purpose. We have people looking out into the world and they see crime. They see rampant illegal immigration. They see a Biden administration who essentially gets away with anything. And the media apparatus covers for this administration on, once again, essentially everything. And it's very easy if you're just a normal person in the United States to look at this, and if you have kind of conservative values, as I do, look at this and become discouraged, become listless. Well, what does it matter? There's nothing I can do anyways. This is where a message like Vivek Ramaswamy has, this is where that message steps in. He challenges people to find a purpose in life. And I think that's very important in today's day and age. When we look around and we have people questioning their identity, their sexual orientation, these things that have been the fabric of our society for so long are being torn down by the left. And Vivek Ramaswamy challenges those things brilliantly. And I think that is someone we definitely want very close to Donald Trump, if you were to ask me. But this is what Candace Owens had to say on Breaking Points when she endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy for Trump's VP. Watch.
Candace, who do you think Trump should pick as his vice president?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Interesting. Okay. Why do you think it should be Vivek?
Because I think that Vivek Ramaswamy is just one of the most brilliant minds I've ever been around. And I think what he needs is not a person that is saying to him, there's so many documents being thrown at them. Take a look at this bill. Vivek Ramaswamy will do the work. He will read everything. He will grasp the difficult concepts, and he will be able to present to Trump why what he is doing is or is not America first in a way that is clear. And that's what he needs. He needs a business partner, not someone that doesn't have that capacity. I think Vivek Ramaswamy is the way to go. And I'm nervous that if he picks somebody that is a neocon, so to speak, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that Trump is taken out and that person becomes the president of the United States. He's got to pick someone who's unapologetically America first and not somebody that is afraid to say things boldly.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson said he wouldn't vote for Trump if he picked Nikki Haley as vice president.
I wouldn't
Is that
either.
how you feel? Interesting.
Yes.
So Candace here kind of takes the approach of Vivek Ramaswamy. He is a very sharp dude, and he is very concerned about the United States. He is very America first, and he will be able to articulate the points to Donald Trump on these different agendas that they want to pass in the Trump administration. He'd be able to articulate it very clearly. He can look at a situation and break it down into its necessary components very quickly and very simply. If you guys have ever heard him talk about just about anything, it's pretty brilliant stuff. When he talks about something, he breaks it down into these easily digestible components, layman's terms, and he'll break down a very complicated problem into simple, digestible chunks of information. And I think that is very, very, very important in today's day and age of media, information flying everywhere. We have a fake news media that is constantly over and over and over trying to fill the public's mind with garbage. And to have someone like that who is able to break things down and explain what is going on, why it's happening in a very logical way, in a very logical process, I think that is invaluable for the Trump administration. And that's why I agree with her here. I mean, at the same time, is the VP position the best spot for Vivek Ramaswamy? I don't know. I really don't know. I would almost think something like press secretary would be perfect for Vivek Ramaswamy, but I don't think he would ever take a position like that because he deserves, something that's a little bit higher up the rung, higher up the ladder, in my opinion. But if you were to ask me, this is why I really trust Vivek Ramaswamy. This is why I believe that Vivek Ramaswamy would be very important to the country if he were to be in Trump's administration at a high level. This is Vivek talking about the spiritual void plaguing America. There's no other candidate really talking about this. Candidates typically, they talk about these shallow things on kind of like a shallow high level. Here, Vivek kind of gets down into the nitty gritty of what's going on in the United States. The fact that there's just no purpose. People are living their lives today with no purpose. People are living their lives with a spiritual void. And this really contributes to the problems that we see kind of bubbling up to the surface. Listen.
We are hungry for purpose and meaning and identity at a time in our national history when the things that used to fill that void, faith, patriotism, hard work, family, these things have disappeared. And that leaves a moral vacuum, a black hole in its wake. And when you have a black hole that runs that deep, that is when the poison fills the void. Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism, globalism, depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide. These are symptoms of a deeper void of purpose and meaning in our country. And odd enough, that may actually be our opportunity as conservatives to now level up, to say we're going to fill that void with our answer to what it means to be an American. For a long time, we as conservatives, we have been running from something. I am running for president to start leading us to something, to our vision of what it means to be an American today.
See, this is why I really like Vivek Ramaswamy a lot. He is really exploring these deep issues. You notice that he says these things in the past that have given us purpose, that have given Americans purpose: faith, patriotism, hard work, religion, spirituality. These are the things that the left are attacking just violently. They are going after these things with such force. It's insane. And these things are starting to fade from our society very quickly. And that leaves a void. And the left is trying to fill that void with their ideas, their way of life, so that they can manipulate people into their own agenda. And I think it's very important, his message here, where he says, okay, we've got to resurrect these things that give people purpose. We have to do that because there is a void there, whether you like it or not. And if we don't provide an alternative for what the left is doing, that void is not going to just fill itself. And I think that's just such a brilliant message by Vivek Ramaswamy. And he articulates it brilliantly. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Vivek Ramaswamy? I know a lot of you are critical of Vivek. You think he is, just another smooth talking salesman. And maybe he is. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just trust the guy. I like the guy a lot. But let me know if you like Vivek Ramaswamy down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.